Hello everyone. The topic for today is going to be bad insults. I actually heard a lot of these today. Just from random people, mainly on Facebook, of course. Facebook's where the drama's at, right? Alright. Well, I think the first bad insult would have to be reusing the same bad insult you've used. Like, just reusing the same insult you've already used about 100 times in one conversation. Don't do it. Because let me tell you right now, it just makes you look stupid and unoriginal and like you have nothing better. Like, there's nothing else you can think of to say. Second, don't insult somebody using something that they know more than you about. Like, oh, like today, I got called, on Facebook, I got called a little fairy. Well, here's the thing. To me, that's not really an insult, but I kind of had a witty comeback, especially since I knew more about mythology and like just magical beings than they did. But here's why it's not an insult. All right. First of all, they didn't know the first thing about fairies. Not a single thing at all about fairies. Besides the fact that they have wings and dust flies off of them. That's about it. I mean, they knew so little about fairies, they probably never even watched Peter Pan or heard of Tinkerbell. But not only that, but because, like, alright, especially if you watch certain versions of Peter Pan, they make sure to mention this. Fairies usually only have room for one emotion at a time. So and because of their abilities, their magical abilities and everything, when they're pissed off, you want to stay out of their way. You don't want to get anywhere near them. But yeah, that's not really an insult. Like, just don't use something that you know less than them about. Alright, I think number 3 bad insult. Just, like, when you insult them and you have no clue what they're talking about. Because, alright, let's see. You pretty much, like, if somebody even compliments you remotely and then you insult them, that's a stupid insult. Why would you do that? First of all. Like, I even saw that on a conversation today on Facebook. It was, like, the person was basically, like, just don't, because they won't, like, they're not gonna, they're only getting angry at you and insulting you because you're insulting them first. And then the person goes on them and starts insulting them, and, like, the person just had a baby apparently, like, a month or two before or something. She still hasn't lost all the baby weight, but she's trying, right? Well, the person is insulting them about their weight. And saying that they're not insulting them, but they're actually only caring about their health. How are you caring about a person's health if you're insulting them about their weight? That's just going to make them stress more. And usually stress causes people to gain weight, not lose it, right? So, I mean, that's just one of the stupidest things you can say. Let me think. Using an insult that's already been used against you. Why would you reuse an insult that's already been used against you? That's a second grader trick. It's like, I know you are, but what am I? That's like just the same as saying that, only you're repeating exactly what they say. Like, you're like, you're stupid. You don't know what the F you're talking about. And then the person says the exact same thing. It's like, really? Is that's all you can think of to come back at me with? That's the only sentence you can think of to counteract what I just said. I mean, seriously, I literally just said that. You could say something different. I don't know. There's just a lot of bad bad insults that you should never use. And especially when, alright, and then there's also times you shouldn't use insults at all. For example, you're debating something. You're trying to prove the other person wrong. Do not insult that person. That just shows that you're grasping at straws. You don't know what you're talking about. And that you, just simply, like, are just stupid and don't know what to say besides insults. That's not going to prove you right. It's not going to prove them wrong. And it's not going to prove them right either. Or you wrong. It's just going to prove that you're stupid. I mean, why would you insult someone if you were right? Why would you need to insult them? Why would you need to say, oh, you're stupid, if you knew you were right? Like, well, I guess you could say, oh, you're stupid if they say 2 plus 2 equals 157.9999998. I mean, I guess you could probably say they're stupid. But if it's like, if a person, alright, say the debate is what the answer to 2 plus 2 is, and the other person says 4, and then you say, you're stupid, that's wrong. No, that just makes you look stupider than you already are. Especially since that's the right answer. But, like, there's other times you shouldn't use insults. Like, alright, you shouldn't use an insult when you're pulled over by the cops. But, like, the officer says, your eyes are bloodshot. Have you been drinking tonight? Don't insult them. But if they're doing their job, don't insult them. And one of the worst insults would be, hey officer, your eyes are glazed. Have you been eating donuts? Why? That's actually from a joke. But I've actually heard of somebody actually saying that to a police officer before. And I was just stunned that somebody could be that drunk or that stupid. Well, not that somebody could be that drunk, but if they were sober, somebody could be that stupid to actually say that. Another time you shouldn't insult somebody. When they're helping you. Say you're, for example, say you're in the hospital. You're on your deathbed. The nurse is trying to save your life. Don't insult them. Don't insult the doctors. Don't insult your HMO. I don't care if their prices are outrageous at the moment. I don't care that it shouldn't cost $1 billion for one syringe of penicillin, which, yes, is highly overpriced. Deal with that after they save your life. Don't insult them while they're trying to save your life, and then expect them to still want to save your life. Because, to be honest, yeah. Another time you shouldn't insult somebody, when they're making your food. Because we all should know where that's going to lead. Your food will be tampered with if you mess with the person that's making your food. And you turn your head for like 2 seconds. Just 2. That's all it takes to mess with your food. You shouldn't insult somebody you're on a date with. Because, well, that just means if you insult somebody every time you go on a date, either the person is really stupid and stays with you, or you're going to be forever alone. Yay! Forever alone. Congratulations. You ruined your entire life by insulting people non-stop. Yay. That's really, really cool. Not. Another time you should not insult somebody. When you're at a fast food restaurant and you're talking to an employee, you should not ever insult the employees of fast food restaurant or any type of restaurant. For one, you're at a place where they serve food, which if you listen to my earlier statement, you should never you should never insult with somebody that's making your food. So, see? So that kind of ties into this one. But not only that, but it just puts your server in a bad mood. It puts their bosses in a bad mood. It puts everybody in a bad mood. Like, unless, of course, you're being outrageous, and then I guess they'd be okay with it. But still, you kind of want to be nice to people, especially if you don't really know them. Or even if you know them. If you know them, and you're supposedly friends with them, don't go insult them for no reason, especially while they're at work. Or while they're home with you playing video games. That's just going to make them want to leave and never come back. Another time you should not insult somebody. You should not insult your vet when they're taking care of your pets. Because, well, let's see. How many ways could this go wrong if you insult your vet while they're taking care of your pet? Your vet could just say, you know, I'm sorry for your pet, but because you won't stop giving me problems, goodbye, get out of my office, go find another vet. Which would be bad, and yes, that would be really sad. But it would kind of be your fault for insulting them. Oh, another time you shouldn't insult somebody. Another time you shouldn't insult somebody when you're in class. Don't insult your teacher. Because there's people in school, especially when you're in high school or middle school. If you insult your teacher and then wonder why your teacher's so mean and wonder why your class is so boring, I wonder why. I wonder why it's like that. Yeah, it's because you're a jerk to them, so they're going to be a jerk back. Simple as that. Sure, they can't be a total jerk like you're being to them back, because they'd lose their job, but they're not going to make it nice for you. They're not going to give you extra credit assignments. They're not going to do more labs or activities with you. They're going to give you more homework. That's for sure. They will give you more homework if you're mean to them. If they're nice, they might exempt a couple assignments, so none of the class has to do them. But if you're rude, then don't expect your teacher to be nice. Because your teacher's not going to be nice. Your teacher's not going to like you. Your teacher's not going to want to help you raise your grade. Although they have to. If you ask them, they're not going to go out of their way. If you're struggling in class, they're not going to go out of their way. Like, they will try to help you, but they're not going to go out of their way to help you. They have to try to help you because it's their job. But they're not going to go out of their way to help you because they don't get paid any extra to do so. And, well, let's just say, if you're mean to them, they're going to want to spend as little time with you as possible. Okay. There's just a lot of things I can think of. It just is on the tip of my tongue, and I'm kind of somewhat censoring myself because this is for YouTube. Trust me, if you met me in person, I would probably be a little bit less censored about this stuff. But, you know, this is going on the World Wide Web. Everybody can see this, so you don't want to look like a total jerk when you point out these things. But another time you shouldn't insult somebody. When they're on their deathbed. Alright, you're not gonna go to your, 80-year-old grandpa and be like, just die already, you old coot. Because you're ugly and you're just mean because you're holding back my inheritance. Why? Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever insult somebody on their deathbed? That's just mean, that's cruel, and just not nice in general. And you shouldn't do it. Oh... Okay, I got another bad insult. Go back to the bad insults topic. Something you heard in a movie that everybody knows that you think is funny, but nobody else thinks it's funny. Just because it's from a movie, and just because you think it's funny, doesn't mean it's a good insult. Alright? For example, like, yeah, I think it's kind of funny as an insult, but, like, on the movie Bring It On, they get dissed by the rival cheerleading team, and so their response is, "That's alright, that's okay, you're gonna pump our gas someday." Well, yeah, that's funny in the movie, but not so much in real life, especially considering most gas stations, at least around the state where I'm at, are all self-serve gas stations. We don't pay somebody to fill our gas tanks for us. They don't offer that service for us. So we just, like, that makes no sense to use that as an insult, seeing as it's not really a job anymore all that much. Well, I guess that's all I can think of right now. I have more. It's just I don't want to really... Some of the stuff I don't really want to say. And then other of it is just kind of like the moment I think of it, it's slipping my mind. So I guess I'll leave it out of this video. If I think about it later, I might make another video about it and add more to this. But I think that'll do it for this video. If you liked the video, comment, like it, share it. If you have any ideas of anything you want me to talk about on a future video, go ahead and you see that little comment box down there? Yeah, right down there? Down there. Okay, go ahead and type in whatever ideas you have for future videos, and that would be so much help to me, because honestly, I'm having a harder time thinking of ideas for videos than I thought I would. Well, at least for stuff to talk about. But just put them in the comments box, and I will read them and most likely eventually make a video about them. But yep. Alright, so I'm going to end the video now. See y'all later.